Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Drive Time, brought to you by Driveaway. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to flip the script. Matt Salm, our COO, is joining us, and he has, for some reason, wanted to flip the script and put me on the hot seat and interview me. So, Matt, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm not sure what to expect, but I'm a little bit nervous.
Well, Kevin, thank you for that. And I am so excited to be able to turn the interviewer into the interviewee. I've been wanting to do this for a long time since we started recording these segments, because I know there's so much great insight that you can offer and information to share. But most importantly, I wanted to know what it felt like asking the question. So to get started, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got to Auto Driveaway?
Sure. So I have been here since November of 2023. Came in to take over the marketing function. Prior to that, I was in the transportation industry with originally with Donlin at FMC, and then was there as Donlin and Wheels and Lease Plan all merged together. I was fortunate enough to manage the entire rebrand process as we went from three companies to what is now the new Wheels umbrella. And so that was really my first foray into transportation logistics. Prior to that, I spent time in healthcare. I spent about 12 years in financial services at Discover. And then I've had various roles through education and big box retail. And then going in the Wayback Time machine, I started my career in professional sports and the NBA and worked in the front office for the Chicago Bulls, which fortunately for me was during the 90s and the glory years. So really enjoyed
Oh,
that
lucky
experience.
you.
Yeah, I mean, coming out of school and spending 10 years working for the Bulls at that time was, something I'll never forget.
So working with a team or coming from a team with so many great all stars, as you did in those days with the Bulls, um, what's been your experience so far at Auto Driveaway?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, and it's so cliched, but I'll dig into it a little bit. The people here truly are the secret sauce. And by that, I mean, I was so welcomed by the leadership team, by everybody in the headquartered office, and then everybody that I've met while, traveling the country and visiting some of our locations. Everybody is so committed to doing the right thing for our customers, and driving success, and just so collaborative in terms of there's not a question that I don't come up with that I can't find somebody to answer who is immediately responsive and friendly and helpful about it. And I can tell you that's not necessarily the case, at other places I've been. And that's not, to disparage those places, but it's just a testament to the people here really enjoy what they do, and it shows, and it kind of starts from the top on down, and it's just I would say it's actually a really fun place and a very enjoyable experience.
I'm glad to hear that, and always appreciative when newcomers to the organization feel welcomed and appreciated. Coming from the fleet space as you have, what surprised you the most?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that would surprise me is even though I had been at an FMC prior to here, I didn't really know a lot about the Driveaway business and the transportation logistics business. It's just really something that maybe even people who were, close to the industry or in the industry don't really think about how do vehicles get from point A to point B and everything that goes into it, from, safety and insurance and, customer service, obviously, and being able to manage all of the moving pieces. And so I think that's the thing that was most interesting to me as I joined, and learning about what we do on a day-to-day basis with all the different types of customers and how you put the puzzle together to get, a vehicle from, Atlanta to Boston, but then somebody's got to end up in, California or something, and how these operation managers are magicians of logistics, of moving these pieces around and making sure we have the right people in place, and then, also managing all of the customer support that goes into it. So it's really fascinating to understand all the things that go on every day to move these, vehicles and these assets across the country.
I like your description of our teams as magicians. I've often described them as heroes, um, but on some days, I think magicians might be
Yeah.
a better descriptor.
And I think you have so many as I've been lucky enough to meet, so many of the operations managers at different offices, so many things that come up that you can't predict or you can't account for, and you need to create a solution. And I think that's what our people do really, really well, is that they're problem solvers, and they figure out, okay, here's something that we didn't expect, but we're going to fix it. We're going to move forward. And I just think they're really, really good at that. They're empowered to make those decisions, which I think is really, really important. And I think people feel a sense of ownership in their office or their location or their job that really, gives them, satisfaction, but then also allows them to do a better job for our customers.
Yeah, that's certainly what we hope for. As someone who's been with the organization as long as you have, relatively new to us, what would you say to someone who was thinking about joining Auto Driveaway?
Oh, come join us. Absolutely. Great opportunities. What I've also seen is company is so poised for growth, so committed to success from Rod Ruth, our CEO, through you, Matt, and Jeff Ellis and our leadership team, so committed to making this business a success, and making a success every day, and seeing a vision for where we're going to go as an organization. Even just in the short time I've been here, the changes that we've made, the things that we've implemented, and the commitment, just from my own perspective, the commitment to marketing and making sure that our messaging is on point, and we're talking to our customers, and we're understanding what our customers want from us and how we can develop products and services that fulfill those needs. And so, the opportunities for growth, both from an organizational perspective and then from an individual perspective, to come here and, find a career path that's gonna, help you grow professionally. I would welcome people and encourage people to come join us.
For sure. So picking on growth and success for a moment, you alluded to that as really key to our trajectory, and marketing undoubtedly plays a really critical role in that strategy. So tell us a little bit about what you're working on and what you're thinking about.
Yeah, I mean, since I've joined, it's really been about building on the foundation that was already here, but really diving into, how do we, as I spoke to earlier, how do we understand our customers better? How do we understand what their needs and their wants are so that we can fulfill them? How do we make sure that we're satisfying, what they need to do to get their jobs done? A lot of times we're dealing with a customer who also has a customer, so we're part of the process for them, making them successful. So from a marketing perspective, it's about understanding who our customers are and what they want, what we can do more of, what we can do better, and then really trying to spread the awareness of Auto Driveway, who we are as an organization. We're 40 plus offices across the country, all of the capabilities that we have, from moving cars and trucks and other assets to licensing and titling, all the things that we can do, and then all of the different segments that we work in. And from a marketing perspective, how do we make sure that we're messaging to those segments in the right way? We have a whole division of Drivers on Demand that deals primarily with auto dealerships. How do we help them service their customers and move their vehicles? And that's very different from, our auto driveway truck transport in Kansas City, moving trucks, and very different audiences. From a marketing perspective, it's really like I have multiple jobs, if you will, under me, which is, really keeps it interesting and fresh, because while it's all one Auto Driveway umbrella, we have so many different specialties and different segments that we work against, that all have their individual value propositions and nuances. And then, how do you tie that all together to talk about Auto Driveway as a brand, and the commitments that we've made to, people-centric and technology-focused, and, how do you drive that through? So a lot of the things that we've worked on is getting that messaging and getting that value proposition crafted, but then also how do we leverage some of the tools that are at our disposal, from social media and digital marketing and, CRM systems, and, customer insights work, et cetera? How do you take all of those things and tie them together to make sure that we're saying the right thing to the right people at the right time, in the right place?
Absolutely critical, I think. How do you, in your experience as a professional marketer, with different business units and different customer types, how do you tie that all together to evolve a brand with a 72-year history, as we do, uh, and bring that tone of voice, commitment, market promise? How do you tie that all together and bring it to the forefront?
Yeah, I think it starts from kind of what I would say is the umbrella. Like, what do we stand for, right? What are we as an auto driveway organization, as an auto driveway brand? What do we stand for, and what are those key attributes that we want to make sure not only we deliver on, but that we also message against? And again, it's about being customer focused. How are we a trusted and collaborative partner for our customers? How are we delivering solutions through the use of technology or operational efficiencies and logistics? And so then, if you start with that as, okay, that's kind of our mantra, that this is who we want to be, then, what are those specialty, nuances by segment, be it the drivers on demand or our vehicle transport, working with an FMC or working directly with a fleet manager at an organization, working with a truck dealer or an auto auction or something. Like, there's so many different pieces of the business, but at the end of the day, they all have to align with who we are and what we stand for. And then that's supported by the people we have who execute it every day, and the commitment that they have to delivering exceptional service and communication and transparency and all of those things that, like I said, we stand for and we want to deliver. And then it's, like I said, how do you craft the message for that particular market segment to make sure that we're communicating the things that are important to them, that are fulfilling the needs and the wants that they have.
Absolutely. So what's coming down the pike? What surprises do you have in store for our team, for our customers, for the market?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, we've done a lot. We've really focused this year on building our robust content library. We've done, we now have this Drivetime, video podcast. We have another program on our YouTube channel called Under the Hood, which is really, conversations or interviews with our senior leadership, really talking about what's going on inside the company and where we're going forward. But building that robust content library, because I feel that's the best way to communicate with people, in this environment, where whether it be social media or even in other channels, but giving them 2 and 3 minute video clips of people talking about, a specific topic, sharing their expertise, educating folks, so much more impactful, and people are so much more engaged when they can click on a video rather than reading, in the old days, a white paper or a blog. People want that kind of more interactive. So a lot of that, again, we're now in the early stages of our new CRM system that's going to give us greater access and insight to who our customers are and how we're communicating with them. Some marketing automation tools that'll make our marketing operations a little bit more efficient. Again, always focused on where we're landing people, be it our YouTube page or our website, and optimizing those things to make them, more powerful and more interesting and engaging for our customers. So any way that we can do, anything we can do to really, harness all of the marketing arsenal that we have to make sure that we're out there in the marketplace, educating and driving awareness, but then also driving home, what our value proposition is and what we stand for as a company. Because I think to your point, we were the first. We've been doing this for 70 plus years. We've learned a few things over that time. So, how do we make sure that people understand, all of the capabilities that we have and the commitment that we have to delivering?
And I think that commitment speaks to every move, every day, every opportunity to engage with a customer. We know we have to deliver.
Exactly. Yeah, we're fortunate in that every day is a day for us to interact with our customers. A lot of companies, you don't really, touch your customer every day the way we do. So it gives us the opportunity not only to, glean insights from those interactions, but also to prove ourselves over and over and, continue to build the credibility and reputation that we want.
And that's the name of the game. So I have to ask, as VP of marketing, leading our marketing function, have we gotten you out on the road yet?
I have. I've been to you. You and I spent a little time in New Orleans in a torrential rainstorm. So been to New Orleans, been to Kansas City, heading out to other, been to Elkhart, Indiana. And so trying to make my way around to some different office locations, and because each of them are a little bit different, right? Each of them have different sets of customers and types of customers and challenges that they deal with. And that allows me then to bring it back here and create marketing and messaging and go-to-market strategies that allow us to build off of that, because they're very different markets, very different, clientele, and geography has something to do with that. But, the different, like I said, the different business lines that we're in, really keeps me on my toes to be able to juggle all the different messaging that we have.
That's great. We've got to get you on the road moving cars too.
There you go. I did drive a vehicle. I did move a vehicle in New Orleans. Well, you drove and I followed. Yes.
Perfect. Well, we never turn our nose up at jumping in to help the team.
Absolutely.
Whatever it takes.
Absolutely.
No matter what. So my last question for you, what do you like to do outside of Auto Driveaway?
A lot of family time. We do a lot of, which is good. They still like hanging out with us, so that's a good thing, I guess. Hopefully that'll last. But we do a lot of outdoor stuff during the summer. We do, golf and a lot of hikes and walking. We like to travel as a family. Like to go to live concerts. So. And sporting events, and we spend a lot of time.
What's the best concert you've ever been to or ever seen?
Best concert. Well, we're big in our house. We've shifted. We're primarily all country concerts now. So we've seen some great ones. We've seen Zach Brown and Luke Bryan, and we've seen kind of all the big names. We did, when my daughter was younger, we have seen Taylor Swift a couple of times. So. Right. Back when it wasn't as ridiculous as it is now to get tickets, and she does put on an amazing show. But we just enjoy
an original
going.
Swift fan.
What's that?
An original Swift fan.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. My son and I used to say it was great. It's great when we would go to the Taylor Swift show, because we would never have to wait in line for the restroom, because we were one of the 5% of males that were there. So. So we do a lot of that. We do concerts, and we do, like I said, just a lot of outdoor stuff, and try to spend as much time together as a family as we can.
Well, that is fantastic, and we are so appreciative that you brought your family to the Auto Driveaway family, and it's been awesome getting to hear what you're thinking about, what you're working on, and thank you for joining me on this episode of Drivetime.
Yes, no, thank you. It was strange to be in the hot seat, but. I think I survived, so thank you.
I like it. Absolutely. Take care.
Thanks, man.